What's up, YouTube? You fucking boys are back. We're here. We've just had an argument, me and Sam.
I was right. Standard.
He wasn't right as usual, but yeah. So I don't even know what to say. I just want to tell everyone we had an argument. Sam's late all the time.
Episode 17. 17.
Is it 17?
I hope so, because I just said that.
Because I wrote in this episode because I couldn't figure out which episode it was.
Episode 17, guys. By now you should know the drill. Like, subscribe, share it around,
15,
show us some love.
16, Jake was 17, 18.
Oh, episode 18. What do I know?
Quick maths. Are you taking over?
Please. I just thought I'd interject. Take it away, my man.
Thank you all to our lovely subscribers. We appreciate you more than you know. Still a bunch of you are not subscribed, so just fucking press the button. Just do me a favour.
Press that button. Press
the fucking button. Today we have a very special guest on today. I'm a big fangirl. When I messaged him and said, can you come on? He's like, yeah. I was like fucking freaking out inside. I was having a fucking panic attack. But he is one of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Fucking over.
Don't want to give it away.
Overblow you or underblow you. But one of the biggest.
I'd rather you not blow me. To be fair.
No. He's a sick cunt. Rhys Livingstone. Welcome, brother. Thanks
for having me, man. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Usually I plan those intros, but I did not plan that one.
It was very fangirl-esque. I
was freaking out.
I think the truth is there's just so much to you that it would be taken away if he was to say it. So we'll let you go with it. Tell us a little bit about Rhys. Livingstone.
However you want to say it.
Fucking say it right. I'm saying it right.
So, fuck, bro. I guess I'm someone that's just trying to build enough of a brand, enough of what I do that I can get in rooms like this and not have to introduce myself and tell you guys who I am and what I do. So, I guess my mission at the moment, what I do, who I am, is a kid that fucking hated school, hated working with people, and started businesses and loved it ever since. Love working with people, love helping people, and that's pretty much me.
What
was the short version?
What was your academics like? Like, did you
shit?
I
my entire schooling process was music and art.
Yeah,
that was it. So like up until year 12, I bailed out real early. Decided I wasn't doing exams. Thought, nah, fuck that. Too much anxiety. My parents were amazing throughout that process. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. If you're not going to fucking put effort in, don't do it. And go do something you actually enjoy. So I'd intended on doing like a full gap year and just working, traveling or whatever. Luckily enough, like kind of, with mum was like, okay, if you want to do gap year, just like apply for some shit, apply for some courses and stuff that you don't have to have your enter, ATAR, whatever thing. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, all good. So most of what I applied for, like things in music or like design or all that kind of stuff, I threw in one thing on like just like physical activity. Didn't even know what I applied for. So come like Australia Day the next year, like end of Jan, got an email saying like, hey, you've been accepted to this diploma of fitness something or other. I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll do it. So rocked up.
That was at Sage, was it?
No, so it was an actual university in Melbourne. It was that through VU.
Yeah.
And then I rocked up on orientation day, and they're like, oh, we didn't have enough people like say yes to the application, so we're not running the course. But we've got you free entry into like Australian Institute of Fitness to go to a Cert 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I didn't know what the fuck Cert 4 was.
Yeah, you didn't have to pay for that.
Nah.
Sick gig.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, I'll go do it. Rocked up on day one, had no idea what I was actually going to study for. I didn't know personal training was a job.
Oh yeah?
No, like...
Were you going to gym?
Yeah, I trained. Like, I love training, but I didn't know, like, I look at the gym where I work, like, where I trained at,
mm-hmm.
There was just a dude that kind of hung out there and, like, told people to do some stuff.
Yeah.
So what year was this?
2012. 2015.
Yeah. Before the rise of...
Yeah, before that...
the social media empire.
Yeah.
PTs.
Before it got trendy to be a PT.
Yeah. PTs were something you'd get roped into back then.
You kind of avoided them.
You just wanted the gym membership. You get a fucking PT.
And you get all these free shit sessions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I ended up in it and rocked up on day one. It was like, they're going through the whole course curriculum. Like, I asked the stupid question. I was like, what job can we get? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, this is a personal training course. It's like, okay. Long story short, did that, enjoyed it. And then kind of just got into the industry from there. And then I realized pretty quick that like from the whole schooling thing, I think I realized when I was at school I didn't really like having an authoritative figure going, this is how you need to do shit. So I like to do shit my own way, and figured out a way to do it and I could actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I never thought, like, from when I first, like, I guess, started your business, like, when you go into a personal training business, you don't think you're running a business, you just think you're rocking up to it and paying rent. But I never really thought I'd be in a position where I'd be able to, like, hire people, actually kind of, you know, build this into a brand rather than just me doing stuff for people. So that was kind of like, it just kind of happened, and I took it as it comes.
You sort of, took it as it comes and didn't have any plans. So you didn't have a picture of where you wanted to be. You just saw opportunities come and you took them as they came.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really know what opportunities this industry had.
Yeah.
I was just so blind to it all. So, like, first 2 years of being a PT, I think, like most people, you just shit. And, like, I just had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, I remember there's this dude, old guy, that asked me, like, what kind of PT do you want to be? I was like, I don't know what the fuck you mean. Like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, you know, like, you want to coach athletes, you want to coach, like, people with rehab? And I was like, I just want to lift. I just want to train people. And that's kind of where I went. So,
you're always big on lifting? Or did you start lifting?
So I swam before, like, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I did, like, qualified for, like, Commonwealth Games in...
No shit.
Yeah, like 2010.
That was so casual.
I'll tell you why. Why can we casual on that?
One goal.
Because I was a fucking little shit of a kid and go, no, I don't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore, so I quit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
At what age?
Like 16, 17?
You qualified for the Commonwealth Games
And then I
at
was
16,
a
17.
Crazy. Do you know how... that's seriously so common. Like, kids get put into stuff and they're fucking amazing at.
Yeah.
They just don't want to do it.
Why
So
does
that's where
swimming
I can-
have to be so early?
Fuck,
Why do you
because
have to swim so
Because we
early?
have to do, like, to try and keep up with the load of it, we have to do, like, 11 swims a week at 2 hours a session, and then do, like, dry land training as well, so, like, go into the gym. But it'd be, like, wake up at 4, do it before school, do it after school, pretty much every day of the week.
Sickening.
That's a lot to
I was
put
so
on, like,
lucky,
a
man. Like,
14-year-old
my parents were, like, at the moment they saw, like, I was putting snooze on my alarm.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it. I've got to be comp. Don't do it. Like, my parents was like, like, swimming is one of those things, man. You can look on the sidelines and go, like, fuck, ugly parent syndrome is fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's more their ego than it's about the kid actually fucking enjoying the sport.
Yeah.
My parents never were that, and they were just like, if you don't like it, fuck, quit.
Yeah.
Fine. So, like, there's nothing wrong with quitting if you don't actually enjoy it. Like, who are you doing it for? So,
Yeah.
You sort of got your achievement. You qualified for the Olympic Games. Like, that's...
not quite the Olympics, but
Oh, so the
we'll claim it.
Commonwealth
We'll claim
Games,
it. Fuck
Commonwealth
it.
Yeah.
Olympics, Commonwealth, whatever. Did you start that real young?
Yeah.
Or... Yeah.
Yeah, I started, like, I don't know, probably 6.
Yeah.
5, 6, started swimming and then just got good at it. I have real Gumby feet, so like I can twist my feet in weird spots, so it just made me fucking quick.
Yeah.
Fuck it out.
Real
Imagine
quick.
if you ran.
Bro,
If you set
me,
5
no. Me running, even before I got into weights and like got heavy,
Yeah.
me running was fucking not fun. It was just comical.
Yeah?
Like,
Do you ever
much
play
fun.
any ball sports?
nah, shocking.
Yeah?
Nah, uncoordinated as fuck. Like, I can't do anything. Like, it's like a fridge with feet.
A fridge with feet.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's
Fucking hell. So,
Like
that's
Sarman.
kinda-
It's like Sarman.
yeah, no, Sarmad's really uncoordinated. So he's a pro fighter. I'm not sure if you
I wouldn't have picked it.
did research.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
No, I'm not. Honestly, like, I'd be
You
offended.
fighting?
I'd be offended if you did.
What are we talking?
Kickboxing, MMA.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
How long you been doing that?
Fighting professionally, 3 years. But training altogether about 8 years.
Sick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That would be pretty full on, I'd assume.
Lucky for me, it's not at 6 a.m. So I kept doing
I kept doing it.
Yeah.
But where I was going with that is that he's fucking uncoordinated as. And when we were kids, he couldn't walk like 500 metres without having to sit down. And now he's a pro athlete.
Is that like being unfit, or you just could be fucked?
No, I was pretty lazy and unfit. Like, for yourself, you were swimming at the age of 6.
Yeah.
So, like, you had the foundations. I find, this is my belief, that you had the foundations
Mhm.
to excel in any sport after that.
I didn't.
But, yeah.
Definitely did.
You would have made a good refrigerator.
Yeah.
But I didn't, like, so, I didn't bother with any of that. I just loved TV. And then on top of that, my parents didn't really want, like, most of the sport that I was interested in was, like, footy, kickboxing, boxing, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So they were very conservative, and they're like, oh, don't want you to get injured, don't want you to get hurt. And the sports they would throw me into, like tennis and stuff, I had no interest in.
Yeah.
So I pretty much stuck to the couch the whole time, and then completely unathletic up until, what was I, like 17, 18 when I started kickboxing.
Was that just because like you got sick of being fat and lazy, or like?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, and I used to live a pretty shitty lifestyle too. So I just wanted like a big change, and then I started off just gymming, but that was a little bit too boring for me.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to try something new, and then ended up, luckily for me, in some sort of like culty gym vibe, which made me keep going back.
Yeah, sick.
So it was like, it was good. Up
That
until it
kind of
wasn't good.
vibe's not a bad thing in that environment, man. With fighting,
Nah,
Like-
it makes you keep at it.
yeah,
Like,
because you've got that social pressure that you have to keep coming back. Because if you don't, you look like a pussy.
correct. Plus the competition on top of that too. It's like, if you stop going for like a week, the person you've been competing with like eye to eye the whole time gets a little bit better, and you're like, fuck.
And it's noticeable too.
Noticeable. You
Yeah.
start getting ragdolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get beat up.
Because like, yeah, it's not like, basketball or whatever. Sorry to diss your thing, man. But like, someone makes more throws than you. This is
Makes
like...
more throws.
Technical terms
Are
coming
you
out.
talking about
but-
basketball then?
I don't know the sport, man. Throws threes. I don't know. Shoot hoops. But like, you wear it on the chin
Yeah.
in fighting. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you
literally.
definitely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely see it a lot more. Sorry to hijack that, man.
Yeah, but enough about you.
Enough about me.
So you qualify and you go into you qualify qualify as a
Yeah,
PT.
quick.
What are
Yeah.
we talking about?
Yeah, you qualify as a PT.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go into a big box gym.
Yeah. I went into a Good Life.
A good life, yeah.
And like pretty much struggled through the first year. I think
Yeah.
it took me like 14 weeks to get my first client.
And you got that 12-week build up.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're
like,
paying
I was
full rent.
I was paying full rent with nothing. Like I was just working off the back of like whatever money I'd saved working at fucking Big W.
Yeah.
I was like,
How old are you? Like,
I'm 27 now, so what I would have been 18.
18, yeah.
Yeah. So like coming into that, it was like fuck. Had my dad's super conservative, super supportive, but he was also like, man, you're paying money for nothing here.
Mm.
Like he's breathing down my neck, going like, is PT actually a career path?
Yeah, my parents are the exact same about PT.
Can you actually make money, or the gym's just gonna like dog you and just take your money and like not give you any clients, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of that thought process of like hearing my dad say like, oh well, if they're not going to give you clients, you should quit. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to get some.
Yeah.
So I like did some stupid shit to get my first one. I dropped my price down to like $30 for an hour, and then got my first one. I was like, yeah, let's go, and then got momentum from there.
Yeah,
But
fuck
like I was very lucky, man. Like at the time in the gym that I worked at, there were a couple dudes there that like valued education,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a competitive motherfucker. So like they started talking about smart shit, and I was like, nah, I want to be smarter.
Yeah.
So I started looking into shit just so I could be the smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started asking them questions that they were like, I don't know how to answer that.
Mm.
So then it was like, fuck, I've got the edge now. I just kept going. And like at some point we kind of, those two dudes and myself, we kind of joined businesses per se.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like coaching people in like a larger format, trying to do like mentoring.
Yeah.
And then from there it was like, fuck, I actually really like, I start to get a passion for actually business.
Yeah.
But I realised I don't work well with direction. I don't work well with like, because these two dudes were like older than me, man. I was 18, they would have been like 26, 27.
Yeah.
So they were like kind of playing the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Although I could fucking run with them and keep up with it, they're like, oh no, they were just trying to like divvy off shit to me.
Yeah.
And it didn't suit.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't suit at all. Because like the way, and that's kind of where now I look at like the way I run my guys with business and with the coaching services we do, I run it to a point where like no one is under me.
Yeah.
We're a team and we work with each other.
Yeah.
And every decision that happens in the business of Livingstone is conjoined.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's no decision that we make goes, hey, we're doing this. Like deal with it. It's like I'll message everyone, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Right, this is how it impacts us as a business, this is how it impacts you as an individual.
Yeah.
And we go from there. But I think in the one thing I learned in that process of like what we did previously when I was in that previous business venture was like it was all about feeding our back pocket.
Yeah.
We were taking fucking huge cuts
Mm-hmm.
for not much value, and then you upskill these people and they leave, and then they take the clients, and then you have to fucking rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did from day one, the first time I hired someone, was like, that's not how it's going to be. You're going to get a percentage of profit. You're going to get a percentage of this company, and you're actually going to get paid fucking well, and we do this together.
Yeah, shit.
So you ensure longevity.
How many people do you actually have working for you on
So
the
that's
team?
six of myself in the coaching business, and then I've got two other businesses in like clothing and apparel, where we do wholesale, and then also have our own clothing company as well.
Is that what we're looking at right now?
It is
Larger?
yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh.
So
Free
We'll
plug.
drop a link.
Free
there
plug.
you go. Fucking whoop. So yeah, man. Like as far as the coaching business goes, there's 6 of us in total. Myself, I'm like to make sure that I can kind of uphold what we do and that initial vision of making sure that everyone gets a piece of the pie and is well rewarded. Like I haven't paid myself a single extra cent in like 4 years.
Yeah.
Even with all the growth we've
So
had.
you give each 6 of them like a piece of the pie in terms of like business, like part
Yeah,
of the business.
yeah.
So they really got like a invested interest in it in a sense.
Yeah, well, it's like, why else would they stick with a company long term in a fitness industry where, like, cool, I could potentially, like, I'm a realist, I could get them super high skill level, get them a lot of, like, clientele, I could get them a lot of status in the industry. If they're not getting rewarded enough, if they don't see a long term vision, it's in their best interest to fuck off.
to leave,
Do you find that you're creating like an atmosphere of meritocracy? Like people are putting themselves out there a lot more and giving a lot more because that's their piece of the pie?
Well, it's dependent on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like they get paid pretty healthy salary.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't run things off like a client by client basis. Like
They're on salary.
Yeah. They all get a salary and then they'll get profits every quarter.
It's pretty hectic. That's pretty unheard of in the fitness industry.
I don't think I've ever heard
How
of that.
many other coaches do you know that do that?
Not most of them will run it as like we'll take a percentage.
Yeah.
And then like we'll upskill you and then get messy when you want to leave and we'll try and steal your clients.
Yeah.
Right. But like, the way that things are run is like, our culture is the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Like, and the way I look at like leadership, it's servant-based leadership. Right. Like, what can I do for you? Because it's like I don't grow the business anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Like I very rarely take new clients, and if I do, they're like so high in advance or competitors that they're so self-centered and focusing on themselves, so they're not going to grow the business either.
Yeah.
Right. But what I need to do is facilitate the people that work with me to then make sure their clients get better results. They grow their clients grow the business. So what can I do to help?
Yeah. Shit.
Right. But like for me, man, like kind of wrap the whole, I guess, the way we do things at Livingstone in regards to like hiring and making a sustainable business model long term is like, I can confidently say we pay out over $600,000 of wages a year.
That's amazing.
Shit, that's fucking sick.
And you get minimal of that. You almost get nothing.
I've pushed my price, my pay up for like 4 years.
Yeah, that's good.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Pump straight back into the business. Yeah.
Are you looking to expand that as well, or are you just happy to keep like a medium?
Yes and no.
Keep it stable.
Well, we've just hired our last coach.
Yeah.
And I say last coach, I'm not doing.
I was going to ask about that because you said that on the podcast, didn't you?
Yeah. So the way I kind of see this is when it comes to a personal training business that's leveraging education to be like a high-end education to make sure that the client leaves with a better understanding of the fucking process rather than just being told what to do, they need to actually be taught how to do shit. And I feel like if we want to leverage that to be the thing that like makes us different as a company, we can't have every man and their dog working for us because it dilutes the brand and it goes, well, what does it really mean to be a Livingstone coach now? If there's 20 coaches, what do we do?
It's like the franchise effect. You start losing
Yeah.
product value
Yeah.
as you start franchising,
So, like,
expanding. Yeah.
Market value and just like brand equity, understanding brand equity as a business and like what your brand actually means to people will draw in more money long term. And like we pretty much got the whole way through developing an app. We pivoted and essentially the model of which we were going to go down was like an automated process. So people could come in, plug in and play, get their program, get automated responses from like the algorithms we created. And we were kind of planning to run that as like a $10 a week thing. And within 5 years, we're going to try and aim to have like 4,000 people. It's a $2 million business. And we pivoted and we go, nah, that's shit.
You're not doing that anymore?
No, we changed all the code
It's different.
to be bespoke. So it's just like allows, rather than having an automated app process, we've essentially built it out to be something that just improves our coaching ability.
Okay.
So it can be more efficient and work with more people that way.
So we can bring more value to people.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, I doubt you'd do anything cookie cutter, but
No.
but were you
But, like-
afraid you were going down that?
Thinking that fitness industry, man, and this is probably where a lot of people kind of, like, and there's nothing wrong with it if I'm honest, right? Because cookie cutter processes have their place for Gen Pop, and if we're honest, that's where the money is in the business, right? Gen Pop is the largest majority of your fitness industry.
Yeah.
Do they need completely customized approaches every day of the week? Probably not, right? Should they, or should they expect that? Yes, but it's a matter of fact. Do they actually need that? Probably not.
Yeah.
But as far
they
as
appreciate it.
well, that's the thing as well. Like, but the why I made that decision was more based on brand equity. Like, what if we fucking built to this point? Are we making a decision exclusively to just make more money in the short term, or can we stick with our brand equity and what we've built and branch out in other directions that still bring in just as much money? Just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think we would have ever gone down the road of full like cookie cutter.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, it's the most common process that people will go, most common pathway that people go down, because unfortunately fitness industry is full of people that just want to make money and don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
right? And they're just like, well, what's the easiest way to draw in more money? Build an app, fucking do a challenge, and Bob's your uncle, off we go. Right? Like,
Yeah,
A lot
absolutely.
of challenges out there.
Absolutely. While we're on that fucking topic, you've just triggered something inside of me.
You open Pandora's box now.
You'll be sorry.
People really don't give a fuck.
They don't.
Like, in the fitness industry, like, that's what sort of it turned me off at big time is you just start talking to other coaches, getting to know other coaches, seeing what other coaches are doing, hearing what other coaches are doing, blah, blah. And most of them are just hot people that capitalized on being hot and made a business out of it. And fucking well done.
Yeah, but
well done.
like that takes a level of like critical thinking and self-awareness.
Of course.
But it's what comes after.
Yeah.
Like-
and most of them are not great people.
No, I agree.
And they don't give a fuck about their clients. They don't give a fuck about their clients' results.
Yeah.
They're just doing it to fill their back pocket.
Yep.
And it really fucking annoys me because the industry should be full of good people. The industry has the chance to be this amazing fucking industry that is full of people that are helping other people, that want to help other people, that want to be a part of people's lives in that way, sort of thing. But it's just.
But that's not like, man. I look at all the elements of the fitness industry that I hate.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
It's fucking shit, right? But I feel like all of those things that I hate is just the things that I generally hate in society in most people.
Yeah, bip.
Right? Like,
Yeah, cool.
if you look at where people are in general now, it's like, it's the day and age of people being fake, people not fucking showing that they're going through shit, right? People only jumping on Instagram and idolizing bullshit. Like, that happens outside of the fitness industry. It's just fucking way more through a macro lens that goes, this is the isolated portion of the industry that people pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because it's where the dollars are, right? It's like, what governs attention? You walk down the street, what governs your attention from someone?
Sex sells.
It's
Sex
their
sells,
physical
yeah.
attributes, yeah? Like, you're not walking down the street going, fuck, I wonder how smart she is. She looks like a smart girl. No, you're like, tits and ass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what people have kind of moved into, and it's, men are the same. Right?
Sort of been conditioned probably from social media and
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah.
But, like, you're 100% right, where the industry has such a large opportunity to help so many people, but it probably burns more than it does help.
It's probably inflamed the worst parts of society and like emphasised
Yeah.
it really. And
Well,
brought it out.
Well, it gives a lot of opportunity to capitalize on
Pretty privileged.
on the naive.
Pretty privileged.
Yeah, pretty good. But it allows people to capitalize on the naive. Like, it's not that regulated. You know,
No.
for example, there's no one going around to make sure that what you're doing is actually benefiting your clients.
Do you hear
Yeah.
about the dude in Adelaide that got like,
Yes.
banned from the industry for
For
like...
telling people not to take
Well,
their medications, drink water.
This guy got banned from the industry for I think it was like 2 years, maybe more, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Guy was telling people to drink 9 litres of water a day and stop taking the medication.
Cancer medication and shit.
Yeah, bro, like...
Cancer
Yeah,
medication.
the guy was
Yeah.
like, no, just
Wasn't-
drink 9 litres of water, you'll be
Yeah.
sweet. And he's like trained up to the gills, bro. Like,
Yeah.
9 litres of water.
Yeah, just
That's
telling-
the secret.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
That's
no,
the
no,
secret.
he was putting everyone on keto diets as
Yeah,
well. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I actually stalked him on Facebook. I'm like, I need to
Who
see
banned
how
him?
unhealthy this guy looks.
The Australian like nutrition regulatory
yeah.
body, yeah.
The
Yeah.
government. No.
Yeah. Well, it was like the nutritional government
Yeah.
sector.
The governing body.
Yeah, they came down hard on him.
Yeah, good.
That
Yeah,
would be
good.
one needle out of a million in the largest haystack in the world.
It's like what you were saying before, like anyone can be a PT, there's no limiting
But you know,
principle to it.
I don't know if you would know this, because how long were you in the industry?
7 years.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a very dumb question. Who would you say currently in Australia the biggest and most famous Instagram coach is?
Oh,
If you
fuck.
can't answer this, who claims to be a smart cunt, but he's dumb.
Do you know someone? Coach?
No,
Mark Carroll?
Ding, ding, ding. Right? Right? So I'm going to say this.
You guys
just
don't
for-
know Mark Carroll?
I don't know Mark Carroll.
Okay, I'm just going to say this for, like, I guess,
Shout out Mark Carroll.
legality reasons, right? In my opinion, right? In my opinion, he actually got banned from the industry for about 5 years. I think it was 4 years, about 8 years ago, for doing some dodgy ass
I did
shit.
not know that.
Nah. And then he came back, started coaching Lauren Simpson, and then he blew up. Yeah. So, like, what's that tell you?
Yeah.
People forget about shit that
Yeah.
goes wrong
Yeah.
because of the body that's in front.
Yes.
Right, so it's like, fuck. If one of the best, considered to be one of the best PTs in Australia,
Yeah.
right, has previously been banned from the industry, fuck.
What does that tell you?
What hope do
Yeah,
all
that's
the
not
people
good.
have that they'll go, fuck, I'm going to idolise this idiot on Instagram that has no idea of what's actually going on.
Doesn't
Yeah,
seem
well,
like
what he's big on is which I fucking hate when everyone does it. People just on Instagram think a tweet just holds more value to anything. You know, people just like post fucking tweets on their story, and that is
Screenshot
absolutely
that shit,
correct.
yeah.
And he posted on his Twitter to screenshot it and post it on his story, and it's like
that's like
top 5 exercises.
Bro, that's like the biggest cringe thing in the world for me.
I hate that shit.
Like posting your own quote.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on. Like, you're not that important.
Yeah.
That's self-serving.
Dash Mark.
Yeah, you know, like a lot of people look at the product of what someone's done.
Yeah.
And like, for example, Lawrence, I don't know too much about this guy, but like she could have been with someone else before that.
She was.
And
so do you
that
remember
person,
he did not make it.
So that's the thing.
So Dane McDonald,
looking.
right? Dane McDonald, the owner of Clean Health Institute,
Yeah.
right? Coach Lauren for years. Dane went travelling to do education because he's a seminar mong, right? Went off to fucking Dubai to educate people. He goes, hey, Lucky, come here, train her while I'm away. It was Mark. Yeah. So he was just looking after her.
And so people will look at that and be like, wow, this guy's a god, look what he's done. Because I'm only saying this because in the fight world, it's the same thing. Like someone has gone to a coach and they've made them like a world champion, and then they jump ship when they've finally like made it, and they go to like established place. It's got a lot of money, and then everyone's like, wow, look at this place. This place is building
about
champions.
the last 10 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like one example. One example. You know the Maloney brothers,
No.
boxers.
Yeah, little boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them, little boxers.
Sorry.
Come on, bro.
Sorry, guys.
Come on, man.
They're twins,
Bro,
right?
you had to dig at basketball, he's got to get
That's fair. So one of them just became WBA World Boxing Champion.
Yeah.
Spent most of their training at a gym in Croydon, shout out East End, and then jumped ship to go train. I think it was in Queensland, and then to the States.
Like somewhere big, yeah.
But like now, this little gym in Croydon that had built these world champions, doesn't get
recognition.
Doesn't get the recognition, and you know. People probably go just for a little bit of exercise, and they do have some good fighters, but like they should be getting the world level recognition.
Yeah, they should be getting sponsorships.
They should be getting sponsorships. They should be getting like heaps of funding, but they don't, because people just look at where they've ended up.
Yeah,
you know, and that's probably kudos to where they have ended up for marketing them. Yeah, and marketing themselves as like the origin. But
but that's the industry, man. Like if you come like anywhere across this industry, like the marketing, people forget that you are a product of your product. You are the fucking product. So like it brings me to the point of like hating a lot of the shit I see.
Yeah.
It's like, put it this way, if your only form of income relies exclusively on how you look, not how smart you are, not who you know, but how you fucking look, what are you gonna do to keep it? You're gonna probably do anything. Right? So like in females as well, it's like you see so many females idolize, all these Instagram people and go, fuck, that's the body, that's the life, because they're all fucking, putting up all the lifestyle photos and all the cool shit. But what's funding that cool shit is how they look. So like what you don't hear about is like the crazy fucking coke addictions that suppress all their fucking appetites and all the anavar that they're running every other day.
Yeah, like 99% of people are powered by. In that position. Yeah. Well,
see, like for me, man, like I'm such a foreign, I guess, fucking asset in this industry. Like I've never had an illicit drug in my life, and I don't drink.
Never had one.
Never
tried it.
No, I've never had a drink.
You've never had a drink?
Never tasted beer?
No. Never had a drink of alcohol in my life.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Why?
All my mates started getting drunk at 16. I was a pussy, and it scared the fuck out of me. I was like, got to being like 25. I'm like, well, I don't need it now.
You just saw sense, I suppose. Because what makes sense about people acting dumb and going from normal to retarded? I'm saying this, I drink, and I'm not going to incriminate myself, but
you have fun.
I have fun.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not common, right?
No. It's But like, I look at that and go, okay, I couldn't give a fuck. Like, I'm going out tonight for my work Christmas party, and I guarantee you there's going to be some fun had. Right? By everyone, and I'll be fucking the most bad influence on everyone because it doesn't impact me. I can wake up tomorrow and feel fine. Like, it's no issue. Like, we're on the way here, and I'm telling him how much he's going to drink.
That's the most power play I've ever heard.
I'm like, fuck.
Do you want to drink now?
No.
Are you sure?
No, no. Not
Are you sure?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
But like, so for me, I'm like, fuck, okay. I can look in this industry and go, well, I can look around me and go, there's some fucking people doing some crazy ass shit that no one knows about. And that's power to them, that's fine, they want to have fun. But like, the issue I have is when you're like influencing 16-year-old girls to go want to do that and look that way.
Yeah.
And like, I use girls as an example, but guys are just as bad.
Correct, yeah.
Probably worse, to be honest. Like, body dysmorphia in men is fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just not as
it's not spoken
about, yeah.
but it's definitely there.
Fuck yeah.
Like, even in the industry now, right, where I am, and I'm in a pretty comfortable place in the industry, right, me and Pat will have conversations pretty much weekly, like, oh, fuck, looking small today, like,
Yeah.
feel like shit. And then, like, he's on the other end of the spectrum at the moment, he just thinks he's a fucking wizard and looks awesome all the time. Like, but it's like, it's very common, man. Like, if you look at what the industry does as a standard, it's not spoken about that you don't have to look a certain way to fucking be good.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm trying to really drill into, like, everyone in the business at the moment, is because like, I come back to brand equity, right? Our whole thing is, like, be more than just how you look.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if we look at our core product, so I look at businesses, like, as far as product goes, there's a core product, right? An actual product, and then, like, you've got outside of that, I guess, your fluffy product, like the thing that connects it all together.
Yeah.
Right? So we call it your augmented product, the thing that actually starts to, like, draw everything in. Right? So our core product is education. Our actual product is coaching, right? But then our augmented product are all the systems that we use to facilitate more education for our clients, right? Because on the back end of Livingstone, there's, like, every system you can imagine to make sure that the clients can walk out of this and know exactly what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So, like, you've seen my check-in sheets,
Yes.
right? We go through every piece of data that we can possibly do because we don't want to leave anything to imagination.
Yeah.
Like, we'll track everything from fucking sleep, stress, digestion, mindset, sex drive, period,
yeah.
the lot, right? We do that so that on every time we have a contact with a client, we can explain them, this is what's happening and this is the decision we're making. So I'm trying to drill that into everyone that I work with. It's like, we can't just be people that look good.
Yeah.
Because in 5-10 years, we age out.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's going to be a new business. There's going to be a new fucking girl that looks the part. They're going to have a bigger ass, bigger tits, and more social presence. You are now irrelevant.
Yeah.
So what keeps you relevant?
100%.
Like,
I
staying
felt
relevant
that
in
as
this
well.
industry is hard.
I felt that as well because that was one of my thoughts as well. When I left, I was like, can I do this for another 20, 30 years? And I was just like, I just don't think.
Well,
I just don't think that's me. Like, I just.
Yeah, well, because you look at most people to stay relevant, they compromise on values.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like a pathway that we could have easily gone down. Like, fuck, we're just going to do automated shit, deal with more volume, lesser, like, quality of client.
Yeah.
But the clients get worse results, clients get burnt harder, right? Because, like, if you look at what comes out of a cookie cutter approach, most of the time you're going to get the 20% that do really well. Like I said, not everyone needs a full bespoke process.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of 80% that just go, this didn't work for me. I didn't fit into this algorithm's box. And I fucking hate how I looked. I fucking hate how this result made me feel.
Yeah.
And to get the result, they had to do extreme shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, an algorithm can't be... you can only learn at a certain pace. Even if you're going through, like, we were, like, importing, like, artificial intelligence based on, like, essentially 6 years of data collection, right? So it was going to get smart as it grew.
Who's doing
Doesn't accommodate for
who's
our
doing
lives.
all this algorithm shit?
Mark
Is this you?
Fox, he's a fucking weapon. So he's a dude, currently lives in Dubai. He's a British guy.
Yeah.
He's a weapon. He's like...
I was like, are you guys fucking doing this shit?
No, so-
It sounds so fucking
We
complicated.
were, we did all the data collection. Right?
Yeah.
Like, after of having all these sheets, all this shit for, like, I've been in the industry 8-9 years now.
Yeah.
Like, I've kept everything.
Yeah.
Like, every client that I've ever worked with, I can tell you exactly how many. I can go into my systems, go, they lost this much weight, they did this, and we did every decision made across the process.
Fuck, that's unreal.
So,
It doesn't seem very common to employ, like, a lot of these statistics and biostatistics and stuff like that, which brings me to what I wanted to ask you. We had a chat about before, your implementation of NFTs into your business model.
cool. So, obviously, NFTs at the moment, they're a big buzzword. They're very culturally accepted at the moment, or getting accepted, right? And they're just very, I guess, on trend. So, the whole, I guess, core of the way I see an NFT is it's a status play at the moment, but they have utility down the path when it comes to actually creating access to certain things through digital contract. So, we're going to be opening a facility we get the keys, like, next month, and we're going to keep that completely private for at least 6 to 12 months, probably 6, and then we're going to essentially open up a very limited amount of memberships that we will sell through NFTs. So to get access to the gym, you have to purchase the NFT, so that's in itself an exclusivity play, because you have to bid on the NFT and you have to have the highest bid to get it, right? And then it's a matter of, okay, what does that give you access to? Not just the gym, it gives you access to all of our education content for life. So we're really going to be leveraging people that actually care about what our core brand and core product is.
Yeah.
So that when they come into this space, they're not being that, you know, rotten fruit that infects everyone else, right? They come in, they understand our culture, they understand the product, and they're going to love it. So that gives us an opportunity to go, okay, you have to bid for this product as a membership, right? You get access to not only all the educational content that we do, probably other things like actual one-on-one training. Like I haven't done any in-person training for 3 years, you know, and by the time this is all done, like my coach is like, I think Pat's the only one that's worked in the gym, right? And Mason actually. So Mason and Pat are the only ones that have actually worked in the gym. So
Everything's online.
everything's been online.
Okay.
Okay, so Chloe, Molly, and Sam came into an online business that taught them the ropes from the ground up. So like all the back end systems that I have, all this data, I can go, cool, this is what happens when you do X, Y, Z, and I can teach them and make that process really easy. So three of us have done in-person stuff. But by the time this is all done, there hasn't been an in-person element of our business for 3-4 years in any degree.
So this is before obviously the climate of COVID and everything like that.
So sorry to fucking sidetrack, but we were very, call it luck, call it fucking whatever. Probably a side note on that as well. Like I think a lot of people sit and go like, oh, any sort of success, people are too proud or have too much ego to admit luck had a play.
Yeah,
It fucking did. I don't care what people say. Like when you get these idiots that stand in front of the car and be like, oh, call me
work
lucky
for everything.
Yeah, bro. What about all the opportunities that just kind of like you met someone?
It's amazing that you say that. Like you could be the most average Joe and be presented with a once in a lifetime opportunity, and then play on that and pretend like you're God's gift.
Perfect example. Mark Fox, that I just mentioned before, who did all of the app stuff. It was luck that I got to know him because I was on a podcast that we had him as a guest. I had never even heard of this dude, but now I talk to him every 3 days.
Yeah,
you can attribute that to your networking too, in a sense too.
Yeah, but it's like I couldn't have controlled who came on that podcast. I didn't have a say in it, so that's luck.
Yeah,
right. Like you can call it what you will as far as networking stuff. Like I got myself to that position, but I had no control over who the fuck.
Everything has to come together. Yeah.
So like, I think it's super naive and just really egotistical for people to sit there, and especially in the fitness industry, they'll sit there and like, oh, I wasn't lucky, I worked hard.
Yeah.
Shut up.
There's Twitter quotes posted all the time. Well, this was not luck. I fucking worked for every fucking...
Shut up. You cannot tell me, like, I look at every day, man, as luck. Like, I've got a fucking tattoo on my hand that says grateful.
Yeah.
I wake up every day, I'm like, cool, I get to do shit.
Yeah.
As unpopular as it is, you are limited by, 1, your opportunities, 2, genetics. I agree. I don't care what people say, like, you're not going to be me and become, as athletic as John Jones.
Perfect example, bro. I run like a fridge. Can I run like Usain Bolt? No.
And there's no amount of hard work that's going to get you there.
No.
And, people need to realise this, and people need to speak about this a little bit more rather than trying to sell people.
Normalise it, you reckon?
Normalise it.
Let's normalise it.
Stop selling people bullshit. We're trying to normalise everything.
Bro, there's your quote. Put it on Twitter.
Screenshot. Put it on myself.
Just normalise shit genetics.
Normalise shit genetics.
Samad circa 2021. Sell that. Buy it.
This is your Gary V moment. Flash forward in 5 years, like I fucking told you, normalised. That's my moment.
Sell that shit. Read my book, Normalised. Gary V. That's I actually wanted to. I know we just bounced around, but I actually did want to steer down this pathway.
So obviously from NFTs into Gary V, it makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense, doesn't it?
So like to kind of cap off that NFT thing, what we're going to do, we're going to really leverage access to everything we do, potentially one-on-one shit, right? So that people have this ever-growing value as far as their NFT goes, because obviously as the price of like Ethereum goes up, their stake becomes higher. And if they ever want to quit, they go, you know what? There's more hype around this business that I care about now. I'm going to sell this NFT for a profit, and guess what? We make a fucking clip.
Yeah.
So you look at the normal traditional gym membership models, like someone quits, you have to replace it. It's now their job to sell it, not mine.
Are you thinking about it at this stage in order to ensure scalability, so that you aren't only putting it out to the masses who are millionaires by the time that, let's say, it goes parabolic?
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way, man. Like, I don't ever want to go backwards in regards to business. And I see, for me personally, right, and this is not a fucking jab at anyone that still does this, but I feel like I've graduated out of the one-on-one space, right? I haven't stepped foot into a gym to coach someone for years, and I don't want to open a facility that has to rely on me being there for it to run. So keeping membership access really, really exclusive, playing off today's day and age of like status play, cool. I'm going to bring good people into this facility that understand it, that don't need to be micromanaged, that don't need to be told that fucking respect our shit, right? And then when you get sick of it, you want to leave, or you just want to make some bank, on sale it.
Yeah.
See you later.
It's fucking hectic.
Because scalability in regards to like gyms, I've seen so many people open gyms. I've mentored lots of people that open gyms, and first 6 months, 12 months, they live there.
Yeah.
Right. Like until that gym turns enough of a profit that you can pay some 16-year-old kid to man the desk, someone's got to be there. You don't have the capital to pay cleaners. You're cleaning the toilets, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just not what I want to do. So like I look at this and go, okay, well, how can I leverage a facility to create more online content for us to grow, into this parabolic state of where we're working with lots and lots of people that pay us lots and lots of money, or we're working with few people that just pay us more money. I don't care, right? At the end of the day, like I look at this of like, what can I actually do when I'm gone, kind of thing. I know that sounds a bit fucking morbid, but these guys, as far as all the people that work with me, I want to make sure that they're looked after. Like I want to have my Netflix moment. Like I don't know if you've ever heard much about the guy that used to own Netflix. He's like most proud moment of all of his business was he'd look out over his car park and go, cool, there's 100 cool cars here.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to look out on the Livingstone car park and see fucking 5 cars that are better than mine. And that's where like the NFT space allows.
Legacy with a turn of I suppose purpose, right?
And freedom too, man. Like people talk about this whole fluffy shit about leaving legacy, but what does it like? If we look at this at face value, what did your legacy really buy you?
Nothing really. Yeah.
Fuck all. I want to have freedom. Like I want to build this business, and like if we are right now, and it's like such a weird thing for people to understand because we've had a few people talk to us about it. Because I've said on the podcast, like, yeah, we're creating a space, and you can't fucking come.
Yeah.
You can't come. You're not
Can't
welcome.
be there.
Like you're not
You're
coming.
not fucking welcome here.
Yeah. Like I've had people be
plebs.
like, how are you gonna make money? I go, well, the online business is going to cash run this, right, to the point where we could still not take anyone through that place and still be fine.
You're automatically assigning it value, and you
Correct.
have the means to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, I guess and this is where I like to bring what you said into with Gary Vee. I personally think Gary Vee is the only person that's done NFTs well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's the only one that's leveraged access. Right now, everyone else is just leveraging, like, either celebrity access through this NFT, get invited to these fucking cool parties with cool people.
Yeah.
Right? That's just status. Right? Gary Vee, he created VCon, and the only way to get to this convention was to have a fucking NFT.
Yeah.
And the more pricey that NFT, the more access you got to him directly.
Yeah.
Like, there's NFTs that, like, you can literally go play basketball with Gary Vee for an hour.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. They sold for fucking millions. Right? Like, you can have Gary Vee on your podcast. That was one of the NFTs.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Right? So whereas everyone else
much
at the
is that
moment...
shit?
Play tokens, that'll be fucking.
You fucking look into that shit?
Nah,
I'll get it.
Bro, you'd have to mortgage every house in
Stupid.
the suburb.
There's a social media sort of website for NFTs. They're trying to make like Instagram, like an NFT space, so that you can create content and then sell it.
Yep.
They got Jake Paul on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant to be like this big event. He put his first NFT up, sold for like 66 million, just of him punching Tyron Woodley. You know what I mean? So, there's.
But this was all bound to happen, man. If you look at like the last 5-10 years, what has become popular, it's on selling like shit that we would have played with as kids. Like you look at Pokemon cards now, man. Like if Charizard cards worth fucking thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. If you look at this and go, okay, that's like on selling previously generated like generation shit, right? Has always been a thing, right? Shit has always accrued value. You're now in a digital age where that people, like, if you look at like 10, 12-year-olds coming in now, they don't give a fuck about a Pokemon card. They care about the color of their fucking vape, like, or their digital shit they have online in Fortnite. So like NFTs, while for us, like there's still a really low adoption rate in our age bracket, but we're going to be the people we're probably the only people in the earth in our age bracket between probably like 22 to 30 that are really have like been around, or like, what am I? I'm 27, so I've been alive in a time where the internet didn't exist, right, or was only just in like its infancy,
Yeah.
right, and then
Or adoption.
yeah,
Adoption.
yeah, and then of like full adoption or as much as it's going to be, and then coming into this digital age where it's like digital artwork is a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's crazy because like there's only like I think 60% of the world that has access to the internet.
yeah,
And then when we're going into now like the crypto space, like NFTs, there's 6% of the population has adopted crypto, and then like 0.8% has adopted NFTs.
yeah, but look how fast that's happened.
Yeah. Like
How long has the internet been
and
around?
with
Since
no
92?
utility.
93?
Yeah, since 93.
Something like that.
Like, so
94 I think it was, yeah.
okay, so like you look at that and go, okay, it's taken what 27 years to adopt to a 60% rate, and we've got how much you say for crypto?
6%.
6% in realistically 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that
it
is
launched in
pretty quick.
2008, so
Yeah,
it's
but like realistically, when it's come into mainstream,
2 years,
yeah.
yeah, since
Like-
2017. And like that's without any utility.
Yeah.
As you said, like so that there's people such as yourself, like people within our area who's given it utility, and soon enough it's going to be adopted.
Definitely.
It's pretty amazing to be one of the first people in there. I think that's like when you end up, you know.
Well, I think, man, this comes back to what you said of like there's a lot of shit people in the industry. I think the NFT space has a power to fucking curb that a bit.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, well, you got to look, man. To create an NFT, you have to have the capital, right, to do it well.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have to have the status around it, but you also have to be able to offer some sort of fucking value.
Yeah.
Right. And like all these people that are
These
just
shit people,
that are
yeah.
just leveraging like how they look.
Yeah.
What can they add? What can they use as that utility in 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they don't look the same anymore. They've had one too many fucking BBLs and they look like a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Like, what do? It's like, okay, I'm not smart, so I can't leverage access because what are you going to come talk to me about my Starbucks order?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really, what to do? It maybe gives you access to their app, whatever. But there needs to, like, people are going to start to see through that very quickly. And I think the industry's had a very big shift in the last 2 years. We spoke about it the other day on our podcast. Is the last 2 years, maybe 4, you've seen like I've seen at least a large adoption rate to education.
Yeah,
People care
definitely.
more about what people
Definitely.
have to say.
Definitely.
And yeah, there's still a large majority of people that just like, I want to look like that person.
Yeah.
But they've probably been burnt by people that look like that one too many times.
Yeah.
And they're way more skeptical.
Yeah.
Because like, we get it now when we get on consults with people. It's like, well, why do you charge that much?
Yeah.
Cool. Because we do this, 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 and this. Right? I'm not concerned what other people do, but this is what we do.
Yeah.
Right? Because like the one question we'll ask on the consult is like, have you had a coach before? Yes, cool. What was the one thing you needed more of?
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, it's either support or accountability, or at least an understanding of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
We can pinpoint one portion of our system because that's going to give you that.
Yeah.
And this is how we'll leverage it.
Yeah, and it's just value.
Yeah. Well, like, value is one of those interesting things, man. Like, value is dictated by a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's not, like, education is one, like, providing the result, like, at the end of the day, in the results business.
Yeah.
Providing the result is one portion of that value, but brand equity is a thing that can actually dictate that value in the long term.
Yeah.
Because, like, anyone, I could train someone that with a startup business tomorrow, go, I can teach you how to sell for a 10K pack, right? Like, you can sell on the spot for 10 grand. Cool. If you don't deliver enough value in 2 weeks, they're going to be asking for a fucking refund.
Mm.
So you can ask for whatever price you want,
Yeah.
but you need to be able to dictate it. And what you can, why you can ask for any price you want is if you have enough brand equity.
Yeah.
If people buy enough into your vision and what you say, how you do things, but give a fuck what you say. Show me what you do.
Yeah.
Show me it works. If it doesn't work, you can get found out real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna zag because
Before you say, can I zig?
Yeah, do it.
Sorry,
been
bro.
zigging this whole time.
I've been zigging you hard.
let
I've
me
been zigging you
zag.
hard.
No, go.
You know,
Please,
zig-
please don't let it be about NFTs.
It's not about
I fucking swear to God.
Yeah, it's such a dry topic.
Yeah,
It's such
it's
a
like
dry
He
topic.
fucking loves this shit.
Unless
man.
you're
He
in
loves
it, like you don't give a fuck. Like,
Bro, I'm in it and I don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like it gets spoken about so, like, people just buy into this, like, and they're just like, oh, it's this fucking cool thing. It's like, no one really knows what the fuck it is yet.
bro, I can copy paste that shit myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I mean,
all I know is what it fucking stands
just
for.
use a
and-
fucking Word document, man.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's
But
un-
zig,
until
zig, go ahead and zig.
until it's given true value, no one's gonna give
Yeah.
a fuck about it. But let me zig hard, and I don't know what your stance is on this, but you're into Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Gary Vee's the man.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of other, let's say, like, I don't know the word, so I'm not going to bother with it. But like people like Grant Cardone, motivators, yeah,
high-end business people.
high-end
whatever.
business people capitalizing a
Yeah.
little bit. What we were talking about
Yeah.
before about like just selling on their product, but they sort of fell into a
Yeah.
great opportunity. Grant Cardone being sort of one of them, like.
Mhm.
no one really knows how he made his money, but he's saying he's made his money a certain way.
Yeah.
Which brings me to like the whole self-help business sector. I'm not sure what your stance is, but mine is like sort of that the same issues of the fitness industry also apply to the self-help sector, and that like people with lots of money are going around saying, hey, give me what money you have left and I'll tell you how to make money
I'll even fucking go harder on that, because if we kind of stick to the fitness business realm, right, most, if not all of the people doing fitness business mentoring are people that have failed at fucking business, right? Like it's a world of full charlatans, man. Like I mentored for a bit, and I was like, I can say confidently, I was one of the few that, and I will mentor again soon. Like probably in Jan, Feb, I'm going to open up spots to like 5 people that can actually fucking do it, and that will take the process seriously. But you know, I look at when I was mentoring people, it's like, okay, cool. I can actually sit here and tell you from experience, this is how we did what we did, right? I can also tell you the fucking business like process, the actual, you know, I guess textbook definitions of business shit, right? I have the business acumen to talk the talk, but I've also walked the walk. But I looked around at the competition at the time and was like, okay, you're a mentor. What was your personal training business, right? Like I don't know if have you spent much time in like a big box gym?
Yeah, I was well, not too much time. I was a Good Life for about a year and a half.
Okay, cool. So Good Life is a great example. No one that like if you look at who they hire, they always hire from internal. So their fitness directors are always ex-personal trainers. Yeah. No one as a successful personal trainer is giving up whatever fucking income they have to earn 60k of secure income.
100%. I thought the same thing.
Like, and then they're sitting in front of these PTs being like, "Oh, do all the shit. This is going to work. Make these calls. Well, why didn't it fucking work for you?"
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in the business mentoring space. Is people go, "Do all this shit," but it's very easy to say stuff and have not actioned it yourself. Because like it's very easy to make people a bit more money by just telling them to work more.
Yeah.
That's really what most mentoring is.
Yeah.
It's like, make more calls. It's just accountability to do shit.
Post on social media 20 times today.
Yeah. Like, do this stuff and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's like the 80% rule. Like, yeah, cool, you do it enough, 80% of the time it will work. Yeah. You don't hear about the 20% of people that fucking just fail.
Miserably.
Like, but you're right, you're very right in regards to, like, the high-end business shit. Like, they're all using the buzzwords, the hype, they're looking at the dollar signs and preying on the people that are, like, desperate. Like, people that are somewhat successful aren't going to jump on that ClickFunnels fucking webinar.
They've paved their own blueprint.
They're going to make their own, or they're going to find someone that can actually help them individually, not in a group scenario. Right? The ones that are willing to pay for that like group scenario, lower price tier, but will still fucking bleed them dry, are the ones that are like on their last leg. Like, financial stress is the worst stress you can ever experience. And like, I've been there. Right? I was a dumbass when I was a fucking kid. Like when I first got into PTing, got pretty good at it, got pretty successful, like busy, probably a better word. I was like, fuck yeah, I got money, I want to spend heaps of money on a car. Didn't have a clue about tax. Long story short, just spent all this money on a car. Also had a fucking $55,000 bill that I had to pay because I had to backdate GST, and I'm like, oh fuck,
a bitch.
like, I didn't think of that, right? I was fucked, and then I was like, shit, I'm under all this financial stress. It's the most stressful fucking 2 years of my life. Yeah. But this is the shit you don't hear about. This is like, business mentors will go, yeah, cool, give me your last bit of money and we'll try and make you some money too. But like...
Same thing, it's a cookie cutter approach to... Because heaps of people are in a certain financial state for a certain reason. Like it's not that they're not grinding.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Gary Vee's like, never go out. I never went out. I never spent a single dollar. I grinded up until I was like...
I didn't watch the NBA game on Saturday night.
Do you know what I mean?
I wasn't watching the Lakers.
Well, now he says that he regrets a lot.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he says he
wishes...
He's shifted, man. He says a lot now that, like, you're 20, you got time. Go enjoy your life. You got time, right? I think there's a happy medium there, though. Yeah, like, sometimes shit just has to get done. Yeah. Sometimes you, like, if you... For example, right, coming back to what you said with, like, the pandemic, we were already an online business model, but we got presented with this opportunity of a pandemic where everyone now is shifting into online. So... You got all these PTs and coaches that were never considered being online, and they have to pivot, but they have to build the systems now to get there. We're already there. So why are we not going? We can do this now. You don't have to wait for a sign up. We don't like. We hit stage 4 lockdown last year. Mason was my only hire. He was the only person that works for me. So
I was going to say,
in the space of what's that? A year and a bit. We went from 2 people to 6.
Yeah.
Because I literally got on a call with Mason, and again, I say this very confidently, like every decision is made together.
Yeah.
Whether it was just me and him, and now as a 6 as a collective, every decision is done together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got on a call with Mason. I said, cool, you're working with currently like 20, 30 people, right? We need you to get to 40. Can you do it? Sweet. Let's go. And I said, by the end of this stage 4 lockdown, there's going to be so many businesses that are failing, and it's horrible for them. It means there's a lot more market share for us to take.
Yeah, for sure.
So what we're going to do is hire. You're going to get busy enough. We're going to do all the shit that needs to get you busy enough between now and then. And by the end of stage 4 lockdown, we're hiring our first female. I was like, cool, what do we do? Like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very lucky in regards to everyone that works with me are super entrepreneurial. So like, you've got entrepreneur that will, pave the way, make the decisions, take the risk. But none of the people that work with me are just like, they don't see it as a job. They are like, cool. Again, that comes back to having the percentage of profit to make sure that they actually work for it. But just inherently, even before that was on the table, it's like, okay, what can I do? And like, there's a saying, man, that's like, if you're gonna get someone to sweep the floor, the person sweeping the floor should pick the fucking broom.
Yeah.
So I don't tell them I tell them this is what we need to do, but you pick the fucking tools. You get there.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, this is the outcome. Right? Sweet.
Get me there.
What do you want to do? What can you do to do it? Like, what can you actually commit to? What do you need from me to make it happen? Like, you need a fucking $4,000 broom, we'll go get it. I don't care. Like, if it's going to make you do the job, sweet.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I've been super lucky in regards to everyone that's worked with me and works with me to this day. Even, like, we've got a virtual assistant who lives in, where does he live? Philippines. He's the best thing that's happened to the business.
Yeah.
But he's even on the same page. Like, he's not just seeing this as a wage.
Yeah.
He's seeing this as like, okay, cool. He's messaged me every week. We can go this way. We can do this way, right? He's critical. Like, he's a critical thinker, and everyone. I think that's like crucial as far as like. I'll be honest, man. I haven't hired off skill set exclusively.
Yeah.
I can teach skill set. I've hired off character.
Yeah.
All right. Again,
Character is currency.
Yeah, I was about to say, reference another fucking tattoo.
I
Character
was
is
looking at
currency.
that before, yeah.
Like, and that comes back to the whole way I run the business. I'm not going to compromise who I am to make more money.
Yeah.
That says enough. Who I am is going to make the money, right? Like, the way I run shit, that's going to bring the money.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, who you are is way more important than how much you fucking make.
Yeah.
Do that for long enough, you make money.
Shit. There's our motivational clip.
There you go.
There's our fucking motivational
Tweet
clip.
it. Screenshot it. Sell it.
Done.
Fucking not bad. I got a bunch more questions, but
Shoot 'em, man. Like, let's go.
no, you
I'm
gotta
just
go.
going to zig quickly. I think the guys...
No,
actually
you're
wanna hear
zagging.
this. I'm zagging. Alright, I'll zig or zag.
You're zagging.
I watched episode 2 of your podcast.
Oh, God,
And
we're
you
going
talk-
back a bit.
Yeah, it's gone back a bit. You talked a little bit about game theory. And how
Oh, yeah.
it's changed your life completely.
Yeah.
It's been really instrumental.
Yep.
But to what extent has it actually helped you and changed your life?
First of all, what is game?
what is
theory?
Yeah, what is game theory?
Okay,
What
so-
is game theory?
Game theory, short version of it, is assigning points to everything you do in your life. So it's trying to understand that to win a game, if you use like football, if you use like fighting as the example, you don't have to hit every point. You don't have to score every punch, you don't have to fucking get every goal, but you can still win. So the way I look at like running my life, running my business, even to some extent like running my relationships, right? I look at things like what is the highest priority here? I'll assign more points there. Right? If it's like something as simple, use my relationship as simple as a good example, right? If my partner values a good morning message, that's getting more points than what, like, I don't know, doing the dishes is.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever is on a higher value scale, whatever's going to get a larger return, right, is where I'm putting points.
Okay.
So because I'm a competitive person, that works really well for me, that I'm like chasing fucking points all the
Yeah.
time. But it also keeps me on my shit because we all have bad days,
Yeah.
right? But let's say there's 100 points on offer for the week. You only have to hit 80 to win. Like, if you hit 80 points of the week, and like this is subjective, so you can allocate like if you've got shit tons of stuff to do, you can say that, all right, you have to hit 90 this week to win.
Are you actually counting the points?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is this a real thing?
Yeah, like not anymore.
Yeah.
But there for about 6 months of my life, I had a whiteboard in my room and I was like ticking points.
So
Now do you automatically just assign those?
Yeah, I just like go-
assign your actions value in your head.
And you're
Yeah.
writing them down what these actions are
Yeah,
worth.
yeah.
This is worth 5 points. This is
Yeah,
worth
for 6 months, man, I did it like physically on a whiteboard.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like, I don't know, something happened where I was like, no, this could be helpful for clients. And I turned it into a system that they used. And I was like, cool, assign points to your 5 tasks for the day, win your week. So like,
That's crazy.
and then if you can kind of, if you're a competitive person, right, you assign points to things, and you have this whole theory of like challenge and game.
Mm-hmm.
You're only going to tick off the shit that matters,
Yep.
more like on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get to the end of the week and be like, oh, these medial tasks, they fucked me. Because like where I kind of struggle, man, like history on me, like I've got like clinical anxiety, right? So if there's things that like piss me off or things that aren't done, I sit there and go, fuck, and I stress about it.
At the forefront of your mind.
Yeah, right? Whereas like realistically, like not finishing that one system, or maybe the system isn't the important thing, but like, I don't know, the highest priority thing in regards to coaching is finishing all check-ins.
Yeah.
Right? That comes ahead of like me rejigging like one fucking calculation.
Yep.
Right? Whereas previously, before I kind of got through this process of game theory, it was like that one thing would piss me off to a point where I'd like be sitting there having an anxiety attack at night, being like, should have done it. So now it's like, well, I tick off all the points that matter. I allocate a point system that allows me to win the week. If I don't win every day, I just need to do more another day to make sure I still win.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you don't fucking win every week. So I look at this as like microcycles, like cool, try win every week.
Yeah.
As long as you win more weeks across a year than you can,
Yeah.
like then you lose, you're gonna move places.
Where'd you hear
It's
that the
interesting.
first time?
Fuck man, it was probably either, it would have been on podcast, so it would have either been Andy Frisella on back when he was doing, he's doing Real AF now, what did it used to be called? The MFCO
You
project.
should just say you invented it. You.
Yeah. So there was like, it would have been like some sort of like, oh, game theory assign points to shit, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna dive deeper on that.
Yeah.
So it would have either been on there or through Ed Milet on his podcast.
Yeah.
The two things that I listen to like religiously as far as self-help go. They're like, to put it simply, coming back to business mentoring, if I was to ever get a business mentor, I would apply for RTA Syndicate, which is like it's between Ed Milet and Andy Frisella, as like 100k buy-in
God damn.
Wow.
US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine
So
they NFT that.
Yeah, well, they probably will. They
Yeah.
probably will.
Yeah.
But like, that's like your buy-in, and you have to go through a pretty rigorous process to actually get accepted. But like, that's the only pathway I'd go down, because like,
Is that one-to-one mentoring or?
well, if you're in the
Blanket,
States,
yeah.
you get to go to actual like seminars. You get access to them as a person, so you get their whole team as well. So every portion of their business you get access to.
Yeah.
So it's not only just cool to see like what they would do in certain circumstances, you can see what they've done within their
The whole
business.
range.
So you can kind of go, okay, well, if that worked for them, like,
Is that something you do? Go to the States for that?
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Once, like, honestly, man, once we get this gym set, I'll probably do it.
Yeah. That's
Like-
the burning pot, isn't it? That's where it all happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, being an online, like, in the online game, man, I can go wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever you want.
Like, as long as, man, the only thing that stops me from going anywhere now is my dog.
Yeah.
Like, I just be like, fuck, I miss him too much.
Can't put it-
I
I've
hear
got a
that.
border collie.
what do you call that? You can't put that in a backpack.
Nah, no way. But I can't put him anywhere. There's
That's
this, bro, there's this, like, talk about Twitter posts. There's this, like, I saw this little meme a while ago. It was like, by 30 you should have anxiety and a dog. So I just got anxiety. I got anxiety
clocked
and
that
a
shit
dog
at
with
20.
anxiety.
And a dog with anxiety, yeah.
Like, it's all sorted. But yeah, so coming back,
All bases covered.
yeah, coming back to game theory, I think for me, man, like, because of anxiety, I needed something to kind of like occupy my mind and keep me driven in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it's been the thing that changed the business, because I look at the last 2 years, what we've been able to grow. Like, as I said, pay out over $600,000 a year. We also coach 250 people as it stands currently.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy. So, but I couldn't have done that without actually setting points. And actually, like, at the end of the day, it's just action.
It's priority, isn't it?
It's
Priority
just action as well,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, it's like, you can't do shit. Like, you can't expect shit to grow unless you actually tick stuff off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've had 4 weeks in a row with 10 points
Yeah.
at the end of the
It's
week,
not looking good.
something's got to change.
Yeah.
Something's
And
got to
like,
fucking
we've
change.
gone through phases of that. Probably the last 4 months. Like, probably about 2 weeks ago, man, we did a big pivot as a company, because
Yeah.
we've just been kicking back for 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? We were like, everyone's cruising, everyone's making good money, we're helping lots of people, like, happy with the people we're working with as well. Like, that's a testament to our clients. Like, our clients are amazing people. They make our job really, really easy.
Yeah.
So it was like, we kind of just put the brakes on. Like, I don't know if you, like, we had a few people notice. It's like, we just hardly posted any content for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Did nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like, fuck, okay, we better get this podcast started again. We better start putting shit out again, because, like, at the end of the day, I don't want to stay where we are. We're doing good, but I don't want to stay there.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is another thing when it comes to game theory, right? You've got to understand there's always someone else making up distance. Okay, so fitness industry's big. Lots of fucking shit people in it too. And they're going to take their opportunities where they get them.
Yeah.
So if you look at like, okay, how much distance can you catch up in a week, right? I know that me on a good day, I'll do more than what most people do in a week.
Yeah.
So if I have a good fucking week, I'm creating so much distance between me and our competition that if I do that repetitively, they aren't going to catch.
Yeah.
Then I'm also going to start gaining distance on the people that are ahead, because the thing with the people at the top, right, in our industry, in any industry, they're cruising, right?
Yeah.
Do you think, like, big example, but do you think Nike is still making like as big a moves as they were before? Obviously now NFTs, so don't worry. Rewind 6 months ago, rewind 12 months ago, they would have just been rehashing their brand, what they have been doing for the last 10 years, because they're the fucking kings of their game.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you kind of cross correlate that back to the fitness industry, there's someone sitting at the top just doing the stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're hardly ticking boxes anymore because they've got enough brand equity that it just grows.
Yeah.
So if you can create distance from you and your competition behind you, you can start catching the distance to people in front because they're doing fuck all.
How do you stop
Yeah,
yourself?
shit.
How do you stop yourself from getting king and sitting on that throne like the same way Nike is?
Fuck, man, it's just being realistic.
Keep
Well,
keep playing that game.
We're being realistic, man. Like, we might be doing pretty good for a coaching business, but my goal, as far as just like monetary goal, is in the next 5 years have a $6 million company. We ain't there yet, so
Yeah,
Keep working.
we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure once we get there, it'll be 10. And it's
the
just
goalposts will keep moving.
goalpost keeps moving, but like, I think as well, man. It probably comes back to the way I pay myself, because I'm still paying. I'm just not paying. I'm not making much. So it's like, I don't see this to be as big, because my life hasn't changed. I think like gravity of a situation only changes when you actually influences you personally in that regard. So like, I want it to get to a point where I can like double my wage and not blink,
Yeah.
not worry.
That's actually another thing I saw on your Instagram. You had a lot of people sugarcoating that topic of like money doesn't buy happiness and stuff like that, and you were going on about that, and you wrote some nice quotes under that.
Well, like money, I don't think money is happiness. It allows you to do a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, I like notice how like I didn't sit here and say company makes X, company pays out X. That makes me fucking happy, right? Like that allows me to go do cool shit for other people, and I think like if you can have that ideology of like how money works, like it doesn't buy happiness. Like, but I'd rather be rich and happy than not.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So like,
It's a silly quote.
It buys you experience.
it does, man.
It
Like,
buys you experience.
I look at my life and I go, fuck, I've been to Europe twice, right? I did 12 weeks both times. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I couldn't have got there without it, without money. So like, I think money's just a taboo topic, man. People like get real awkward on it. And my dad's the same. Like my dad's super old school. If I called him up and was like, hey, we made this much this week, and she's like, nah, your business.
Yeah.
Don't want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
same
wanna know.
with mine. That does the exact
Like,
same shit.
Doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
Like we hit a pretty big milestone, and I'm like, Dad, we made this. Like, oh no, and then he's like, pause, like, wait, what? and then he's like, oh well, good for you, and he just kind of like changes the subject. Doesn't want to know, right? But I'm kind of like, I'm open book on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think it should be something that's taboo. I think it should be something that's like, well,
It's a tool.
it's a tool, but also it's like, if you got your money fucking, fucking people over,
Yeah.
okay, maybe you should be more concerned about talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. Like, I can wear my heart on my sleeve and go, we've done some good shit in this industry.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not concerned about what we've made because we've earned it.
Yeah.
Probably also really comes down to what has been taught upon like growing up. Like as said in Rich Dad, Good Dad, like wealth and money is a skill, not just a tool. It's a skill, and it's like a
Mindset.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset, and like I never got taught about money growing up.
Neither did I, though, man.
Like only just to save where you can.
Yeah.
Like my
old man would have a fit if I told him how much I put into fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's like, money, it belongs in the bank. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
But my dad doesn't have an investment. He hasn't put in a cent in investments his whole life. It's like, money belongs in the bank. Like,
It's very boomer culture, because they came in like a time of famine, war, where money was only for essentials in life.
Yeah.
And we're at a time where we're making money out of us, like
abundance.
Like I'm not rich, but I'm a lot richer than someone in like a third world country who's living like struggling to get their
Well, even
utilities.
like, man, you look at like as a percentile, how many people really have it that bad here? Like, if you lose your job, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to go on a friend's couch, go back to your mum's.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
You're still in the top 1% of the world, even in Australia. So.
Like one of the smallest wealth brackets, wealth gaps in the whole world. We're like the largest middle class.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me though.
Well, yeah, and we also have
I think we have the highest disposable income.
Yeah, and we have a good distribution of welfare and a great welfare system. So no one can really be doing too shit wealth-wise in Australia.
Like I look at the last 2 years, a lot of people struggled. Like our system was fucked on that. Like, our whole like management of that was shocking in regards to money distribution. Like I'm not ashamed to say this, but as a company, Livingstone was eligible for grants coming out of our fucking ass, right? Because I was strategical in a way that like I thought like, okay, we need to help people here because this is a shit situation. Like, what can we do to give back? So when the first pandemic hit, we literally told all of our clients, we were like, because we knew they were about to lose their jobs, and like we've done well up until this point. They've supported us. We paused their payments for 4 weeks, just everyone across the board. But what that did, and it wasn't intentional, but what that did was like, come 6 weeks, 8 weeks later when they announced those fucking grants, if you had a reduction of income of more than 60%, you got X. We had a reduction of 100%. But by the time that was all eligible, we'd recovered. We were making back to what we normally did, if not more, because everyone was like getting fat and lazy at home. So we got eligible for these grants. First 2 I took, I was like, yeah, cool, we'll take it. Third one, I was like, nah, I'll take it, but I then distributed to like 6 of my clients. Because their business is closed. And then the 4th one, I was like, nah, we're good.
No thanks.
Leave me alone. I felt like
Stop throwing money at me.
Yeah, I felt like an idiot. Like, but like, you look at like that, it's like, my business should not have been eligible for that. It's shit that it was, and there were people struggling like out their fucking ass to try and make ends meet. That should have just been pushed everywhere.
There was people working and getting welfare.
And getting JobKeeper and everything.
Based on technicalities.
And like for most people, they're like free money. But like in a situation where you don't need free money, you kind of start to feel like a bit of a dog. And like that's where morally I was just like, oh, don't like this. It's not good. So like I distributed the last one we got across, like we had like a few barbers, a few like beauticians and shit. I said, will this help? They're like, oh my god, yes, because they weren't eligible for it. Have it. See you later. All good. So I think like just looking at how we handled this whole situation the last 2 years is pretty fucked, to be honest.
Definitely.
But money especially, like the amount of debt that we're in such a country.
We're about to feel that.
Like,
I mean, the US just this is a whole different podcast. Just increased their inflation debt. So
I saw that.
Yeah, we'll feel that. We'll feel that after that hits.
Yeah. Well, you've got kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Your kids will be fucked.
Yeah.
They will feel it hard.
100%.
We haven't even got kids yet.
Scares the shit out of me.
You can talk about it. In my day, we had enough money to blow on NFTs.
People fucking buying fucking monkeys. Monkeys on the
Millions
screen.
of dollars.
Ridiculous.
Let me tell you a story, son.
You got a Christmas party to go to, so
hit me with your last.
We'll wrap it up.
He's gonna hit you. He's gonna hit you with some shit.
Hit me.
No, this is all up to you. But every podcast we finish with a take-home note. Like you've got fucking 5 minutes to say whatever the fuck you want, whether it's
to our millions of viewers.
Whether it's a plug, whether it's fucking a motivational fucking whatever it is. Like, what do you have on your mind?
And I would say, I think in regards to people in general, but also specifically in the industry, if you are looking for people to work with, like ask questions. I think like if you're trying to read through the bullshit, find out if they're actually a good person and can give you a good product. The more questions you ask, the better. And if you can put yourself in a position where I think so many people are so scared to kind of rock the boat when they're paying for a service. I don't think you should be scared to do that. If you're going to invest your money, you should do that willingly. Like ask the questions that are challenging. Put people on the spot. Like put people in an awkward position and see how they respond. Because like that's really going to show you what you're going to get out of someone in the next month, 2 months, or year. But further from that, man, I think if you guys do want to work with someone that can actually help you with all that shit, we've obviously just signed on a new coach. She's taken on people from Jan. We all have a small amount of availability other than myself, so we all operate under the same systems. But other than that, man, I think like I'll just finish with what I said before. Character is currency. Be a good person, and you'll go a long way. You'll make a lot of money.
Fuck yeah.
Money. Bang on. That was good.
We appreciate it, bro. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, man.
We appreciate it.
It was good chat. It's good fun. It's very rare that I get to come in and just have like a casual conversation going to moving different places. So it's very often just like fitness.
100%.
Yeah.